Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel where I discuss the different Japanese RPGs I've played over the years. Today I'll be giving my thoughts on Star Ocean: The Divine Force. I played this game last year, being fairly new to the Star Ocean series. I'd played Star Ocean 2 and 3 but got distracted and lost interest, so I never got very far in them. However, I still wanted to try and get into the series since I love sci-fi themed JRPGs. I have plans to play Star Ocean: The Last Hope, maybe sometime this year, since I quite like the look of that one. I have quite a few things to say about Star Ocean: The Divine Force, some very good things and some very bad things. I'll say my criticisms first, because I don't want it to overshadow the things that I did like about this game. My biggest criticism of this game, and it's something personally I deem detrimental, is that I think the story is presented absolutely horribly. I actually thought that the story itself had some pretty interesting ideas, but any enjoyment I could have gotten from it was ruined because of the way the story was told. This game makes you sit through the most insufferably boring cutscenes I've ever seen in a video game. There's really no creativity in the way the story is conveyed. It's just characters exchanging heaps of exposition to one another while standing there looking completely lifeless.
Anyway, my job is to transport cargo between planets, and we now know Duma was my cargo. My vessel, the Yidis, was attacked by another planet's battleship. Sounds like I got my work cut out for me.
Perhaps some further information would help. His name is Midas Felgreed. He was a former Meister, one of the 3 most accomplished semiomancers in all of Asarius.
I always feel like the heart of a good story is characters, and the way characters bounce off each other. A fantasy sci-fi world is only as interesting as the characters within it, and the ways they react to their environment. And this game does try to do that. It does try to have interesting characters, but it really takes a back burner to a haze of jargon and lore that don't interest me whatsoever. I found myself completely zoning out most of the time, and eventually I just started skipping cutscenes altogether. Whenever the story began to take a risk and do something interesting, it felt like it backed out and got afraid to do anything interesting. For instance, in one part of the game, the protagonists are captured by the enemy and thrown in jail, and within like 5 minutes they escape and everyone comes to rescue them, and it just felt lame. I also found that this game made me go back and forth a lot, going to one area in the map to retrieve one item, then making my way back across the map to get something else. I actually did not beat this game. I got right near the final boss, then decided to stop playing. I really didn't care enough about the plot to see what happened next, and the game began to throw all these boring maze dungeons at me. It's what I like to call the unbearable maze segments of JRPGs, which for some reason seem to feature prominently in almost every one, especially near the end of the game. Yeah, near the end, Star Ocean: The Divine Force kinda just became a chore. Also, another criticism is, yeah, the graphics aren't great in this game. That usually never bothers me, and it can be excused for a lower budget game, but in all honesty it was hard to take the game so seriously when the characters looked kinda weird. Now, having said all that, I want to talk about what I did like about this game. This game's exploration is really fun. There's interesting landscapes to explore filled with collectible items and enemies. The towns are imaginative and feel really lively. I think the environments in this game are definitely going to make you stop and look around for a bit. Also, yeah, you can fly around in this game and it's pretty fun. I thought that the soundtrack to this game was also pretty darn good. Not every track was memorable, but ones that stuck out to me in particular were Tranquil Harbour, The Veil March, The Weald, and Eternal Heat. The combat system in this game is quite fun. For a hack and slash game, I think this was really fun and had some good variety. I also found the skill trees and leveling up system to be very fun. I ended up doing a lot of grinding in this game just because I liked leveling up so much and choosing different abilities for my characters. My last bit of praise for this game is that it did have a fun cast of characters. There wasn't any characters that I thought were annoying or boring, except maybe for Chloe. I think she was like the worst of all time. This game has somewhat charming and likable characters. I just wish that I got to see them form stronger relationships. They try to do something with Ray and Letitia, but it feels forced, and it would have been nice to get a more intimate look at their personalities. I think my favourite characters in the game were Malkia and Mariel. They had interesting backstories and strong personalities. I think that's pretty much all I have to say about this game. Overall, I give Star Ocean: The Divine Force a 6 out of 10. If you're looking for a well-told story, then look somewhere else. But if you're looking for a fun action JRPG with a fun cast of characters and fun exploration, definitely give this game a shot. I actually find myself looking back at this game quite fondly, even though I thought it had its problems. I'm glad I played it, and it'll sometimes pop up in my head and make me think, oh yeah, I remember that bit, that was cool. So yeah, thanks for watching. This is my first vid on this channel. Subscribe, like, comment. Do you agree with what I said or disagree? Or are you going to play this game yourself, or do you not care? Goodbye.